Hi, this is Tim from Time to Sew, and I'm here to do another workshop. Today I'm going to be making a zigzag card like this using one of our topper sheets and a sheet of A4. The sheet I'm going to use is the Christmas one here. We do 10 different designs. I'm going to do the creasing of the card with my trusty Hougie board, and the cutting with a mixture of cutting mat and scalpel and a punch. So off we go. Right, first thing I'm going to do is line up my card against the grid on my cutting mat, like so, and then with a steel rule line from one side of the grid to the other and cut my A4 down in width to 150 millimeters or 15 centimeters. So there we go. So 150 top to bottom. I'm then going to put that on my Hougie board. Now Hougie board on one side is imperial measurements, so these are inches along the top and the divisions are half inches. The opposite side is metric. So the divisions are 1 centimetre across the top. The actual grooves are at 5 millimetre, half a centimetre graduations. So I'm just going to push the card into the corner there against the stops, locate my stylus in the 5 centimetre groove and just score down like that, and then do the same thing at 10 centimeters, and then as always with a Hougie I'm just going to turn it over and do the same thing from the opposite side. This double bit means you get a really nice crisp fold. Now rather than continue from that end, I'm going to spin my card around and I'm going to push the other end up, and I'm going to do 5 and 10 from this side, flip it over, once again 5, 10 from here. So there we go. Then back to my cutting mat. I'm going to line it up against the grid once more, and then I'm going to put my ruler across the 5 centimetre line like so. And then I'm going to cut from the first groove, first fold line I should say, to the last. Okay, so there's one groove line, there's the next groove line, fold line, and there's my cut. So between that 5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. I'm then going to do the same again at 10 centimeters. At this stage you might be wondering why I'm saying spin it round and bits rather than just keep scoring on your Hougie right the way across. The reason being is that A4 isn't actually 35 centimeters long, it's slightly smaller. So my central gap there is slightly off size, whereas this is 5 and this is 5. Doing it in this way allows you to use A4, which is obviously readily available, but the other nice thing is that when the card is finished, it fits in a standard envelope. So what I'm going to do now is fold that middle piece back on itself. I'm going to use my Hougie Board stylus just to give those folds a really nice crisp finish. The first time I did this, it took me a few minutes to work out which fold was up and which was down, etc. Once you've done one, it should all make sense. I've tried to avoid actually folding down that crease line there, because on the finished card this is going to be straight. So there we go. That's essentially the card. That's it. We're there. What we need to do now is to apply the photos. Now, I'm going to cut my photos out using the punch. Now normally if you're just randomly punching, you do it like that, put the punch on the table, push the handle down. But I want to be able to see exactly where I'm punching. So I'm going to take the holder off the bottom of the punch, slide the picture in and look down from the top for my positioning. On some of the sheets there are either double height or double width pictures rather than just purely the squares. So if you get to one of those, obviously you can't use the punch and you'll need to use your scalpel to clip that image. There we go. The pictures are deliberately slightly oversized when there's a dark background. So you'll see once I've cut that picture away, there is a slight border there. Now, and then next is a case of double-sided tape and applying them onto your pre-folded card. Here's my Mentor ink pad, and I'm just going to run the edge of the cut squares against there. So I don't suppose that looks any different to you, but it is being a little bit finicky. But it's one of those jobs that doesn't take long. When you do it, you wonder why you bothered, and if you skip it, you think, should have done something. So, now all my little squares have got double-sided tape on, and it's just a case of deciding which square goes where. If you're using a sheet like the Easter one here, that has some double width images, or the lighthouse sheet which has got a number of double height images, I would be inclined to position those first, because there are only limited spaces where they can go. The single squares, as I've got here, can all pretty much go anywhere. I sped this bit up because it's pretty boring. So all I'm doing is peeling off the double-sided tape and putting the pictures onto the card. It's surprising how different you can make the cards look, even using the same images, just by changing the order. As with all of the projects, everything that I'm using here, the topper sheets and bits, are all on our website www.timetosew.com. And there's my finished card. So the way that I've done it there, all of the traditional images are seen from the front, and as you open out, you get the more contemporary images behind. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. It's a dead easy one to do, and it's just something really different. So, in great Blue Peter style, here's some I made earlier. This is from, obviously, the flower sheet. And the dogs are some really cute and also odd looking dogs, like this fella here with the big ears. Not forgetting the Westies. This is our one. This is Hamish having a snooze. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little workshop. I'll be back again in the new year. I trust you have a really blessed Christmas.